Hey team, it's Coach Chuck here. It is week 3 of the Functional Strength Intro to Barbell Lifts program. And I just wanted to put together a quick video just kind of explaining some of these movements for those of us that are not familiar with them. So we're going to start with, again, it's week 3. So we're going to start, the goal is to introduce movement patterns with barbell plates as resistance for week 3. We'll start with a warm-up. So the warm-up is going to start with jump rope, right? Everybody knows how to jump rope, I hope, at this point. I'm going to grab one of my jump ropes. And I'm actually going to use the tie jump rope. Those tie jump ropes are just a little bit heavier. There's a bigger cost to pay if you miss. But basically you want feet together. Feet together. Right? Trying to kiss the heels at the bottom of the jump, using those natural shock absorbers of your knees, ankles, and hips. Okay? We got that for, what is that? We got 2 minutes. Now, if you don't have a jump rope, don't fret. Because you don't need a jump rope. You can put your feet together, hands on the thighs. You're going to jump up. 2 taps on the thighs before you land. So it looks, making sure you keep the feet together, making sure you're keeping the knees together, making sure those heels kiss the ground each time. First movement, jump rope, 2 minutes. Then we're going to move to Shin-to-Wall. Shin-to-Wall is our stretch. Now, if you're over at Harding or Humboldt, you've done this a lot. Maybe not so much over at Harding. So basically, you're going to get down on all fours. You're going to take your knee and you're going to put it right in the corner of, we'll just say that this is the wall and this is the floor. So you're going to put your knee right in the corner of that, of those two. Foot goes straight up. So my hands are on the ground. Now I'm going to take my foot and I'm going to place it there. So for some of us, or a lot of us, this is the stretch, right? This is as far as we can get up. And if I can't get up even into this position, I'm going to take this knee and just pull it a little bit away from the wall so that I can at least get into position. Otherwise, keep that knee all the way here and here. And if you can get up to here, this is what we're doing. We're going to try to get into what's called hip extension here. So you're going to feel this in your quad. And because I have my left leg up the wall, I'm going to feel it mostly in my left quad. Now, I want to start engaging my glutes. So I'm going to squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. Now, because I'm in true extension, some of us will not have the neuromuscular connection to even get your glute to flex in this position. So what I want you to try is bend over and then see if you can't get it to flex. And if you can, then you're going to slowly return the shoulders up, trying to improve that neuromuscular connection with glutes, with that glute engagement. Now what that does is that when you squeeze your glute, you'll feel a more intense pull in the quadricep. Because the quadriceps on one side of the hip joint while the glute is on the other. You can't have 2 muscles on each side of a joint on at the same time. So it's serving 2 purposes. It's going to improve the quad stretch, but it's also going to improve the neuromuscular connection to our glute. So when we're running and this leg gets behind us, we can actually access our glute to help with the push-off. So this is the Shin-to-Wall. And I believe we have, what are we doing here? We're going to go 1 minute per leg on both of those. 1 minute per leg. Moving on. Now we have the floor press, right? And you just want to grab a plate, a bumper plate, like so, and get on the ground. Okay, so feet are flat on the ground, elbows are on the ground. I try to make it to where my forearms stay somewhat vertical. Right? I'm going to breathe out, breathe in. This is my floor press. Now, with the floor press, you don't have the full range of motion of the elbows getting behind the back. But what you do have is a nice stable back, so you could probably do a lot of these. Just working on those triceps and chest. Now, you don't need to do a lot of them because the program says we're going to do, just going to do 10 of those. And then the last movement in the warm-up is going to be grabbing your plate here. You're going to get into your goblet squat position. And then we're going to, we're going to get down to, we're going to try to accumulate 30 seconds in the bottom of the squat. So if I have my plate here, I'm actually going to hold it like that. I'm going to get to the bottom of the squat, and I'm going to try to hold that. Now, I'm actually here. I'm going to try to hold for 30 seconds. Knees wide, right? Glutes are on, glutes are on, core is on. I'm going to try to hold the bottom of that for 30 seconds, right? Now, if I can't get the full 30 seconds, I'm going to accumulate. So maybe I'll go 15 seconds, rest it, and then finish out the 15 seconds. Now, that's the warm-up. Now, as soon as we get to with the warm-up, we have the main workout. And it's going to be 3 rounds of the main workout. So we have a front squat, or we have a bumper plate front squat. So we're going to hold that weight out front. I'll demonstrate these. We have feet elevated push-ups. We have an isometric hollow hold. This is a new one. I'll demonstrate. We have barbell plate farmer's carries. And then we have a body row. So it's 6 movements. Rotate through that 3 times. So first movement, barbell plate front squat. So I'm going to take this weight. I'm going to hold it out in front of my chest. I'm going to drop down, trying to keep my chest up. Squeeze the butt super tight at the top. Right? This weight is not falling forward at the bottom of that squat. I'm keeping it up. We need 8 of those. Then we'll move on to feet elevated push-ups. So feet elevated push-ups. Now, I can elevate my feet on something like this. And I'm just going to do my regular push-up. Right? Or I can elevate my feet even higher to something like this. So feet up on the bench here. We need 10 to 12 of these. All the way down, all the way up. 10 to 12 of those. Then we'll move on to contralateral, contra, referring to opposite sides, right? Ipsilateral, same side. Contralateral, opposite side. So, say I grab my plate or my dumbbell. I'm going to grab a plate just because I know we don't have a whole lot of dumbbells to go around. So, if I'm going to go contralateral with this, then the plate is going to be, it's a 15-pound plate, in my left hand while I'm stepping up with the right foot. So I'm here with it. Now, ipsilateral would be if the weight and I was stepping up on the same side, right? That's ipsilateral, but we're going contralateral. And I believe we need, I'll give you a front view of that, right? So I'm stepping up with the right leg, but the weight's in my left hand, nothing in the right hand. Contralateral step-ups. Right? And I need, what do I need? I need 8 per side. I need 8 per side of those. Now, next is the hollow hold. Now what the hollow hold is I'm just gonna get into what's called hollow. And what hollow is a gymnastics term. And I'm trying to hollow out my body. So I'm gonna get into this position. And the key is to keep the low back, this part of my back, flat against the ground. So when I lay like this, that part of my back is kind of off the ground because I have a natural lumbar curve. But if I pull my feet up, it flattens out a little bit. And then if I raise my knees, it flattens out all the way. Now, if I can raise my shoulders and head, now my back is kind of a bowl. And I can rock back and forth, right? Now, sternum is here, pelvis is here. If I can put those together, that means shoulders are off the ground, head is off the ground. Now, I'm trying to maintain that, and I'm just going to hold. Like so. And I believe our hold, we are accumulating, or we need 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And you're going to do 3 each round. So if we're going to do 3 rounds, you're going to do 3 of those before you move on to the next one. So you need 3 30-second hollow holds. Then we need barbell plate farmer's carries. Now some of us have weights that actually have a handle in it. So this is going to be easy because if I can grip something, I can hold more weight. But if I have to open finger it, it's going to be more difficult. But it's okay. So grab as heavy a weight as you can with the plate. Right? I mean, you can even get into grabbing these 45 pounders, right? So that's going to improve that grip. And then you're just walking around. And you're going to walk around as though you don't even have the weight. And what are we going to do? We're going to go like 30 yards. So I would just be walking back and forth. Not much of a grip here. If I had a handle, I could, yeah. Anyway, so you're going to walk around 30 yards with that. That is the plate farmer's carry. Then we have the body roll or the negatives. So if we have a pull-up bar, let me swing you so you can see here. Move this stuff out of the way. Okay. Gym's kind of messy right now. Sorry, take me a second to clean this up. Try to keep a tidy gym so you can find your stuff and so that people don't get hurt. All right. So with this last movement, we have some options, right? Body row. We've all done these body rows, right? We get here, we reach up, we lift the hips up, we're pulling to sternum, right? Do the first set overhand, second set underhand, still pulling to sternum, right? And then go back to overhand because we're doing 3 rounds. So that is a body row. That's an option. The other option for the sixth movement is going to be a pull-up or jumping negatives. So if you got your pull-up, then we need 6 to 8 pull-ups. And again, on that first round, you're going to go overhand, right? Overhand. And then on that second round, you're going to go underhand. Underhand. Okay? Now, you can also do the negatives. And what the negative is I'm going to get up here, get my chin above the bar, and then 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. And then do that over again. You want to do about 6 of those. And that is the main workout. Now, we're going to get into the cool down and recovery. So the cool down is going to be an elevated pigeon stretch. Right? And so for that elevated pigeon stretch, I'm not sure if we have the means for this, but I'm going to show a couple of ways of getting that elevated pigeon stretch. One way is that if you have a soft box or something like this height, then you can stand here, lift one leg up, pin that knee down, pin the foot down, and then if I can, I'm going to reach forward, walk those elbows here. This is elevated pigeon. Now, if I can't get my elbows down, I can stay up like this. Just want to make sure that my torso stays in the middle of this leg and that this is more straight and not tucked under me, like so. So I'm here. Now, an alternative to elevated pigeon is going to be wall pigeon. And wall pigeon is more like this. So I get down on the ground. Now my butt's not going to be touching, but my butt's going to be close because I'm going to get to this position. Now, once I'm in that position, let's make sure you can see me all the way. Okay, get to this position. Once I'm in this position, I'm going to lift my hips up. I'm going to cross one leg over the other, and then I'm going to sit those hips down. So I'm still in this pigeon position, and right now, because my glute complex and my IT band are super tight, I can't even get my butt to the ground here. But if I do some breathing while I'm doing this stretch, breathe in, and then when you breathe out, just try to melt a little bit more into the ground. So that's my options for pigeon, elevated pigeon, or inverted wall pigeon. And we want to get 90 seconds on both legs. Okay, child's pose is next. So this is more of a yoga move. In child's pose, I'm just going to do it on the mat here. So the setup is I get here on all fours. I'm going to get my knees nice and wide, hands forward. And then I just sit back into this position. This is child's pose. Now we're going to do child's pose with the stretch, which means I'm going to be in that position. Knees wide, here, but I'm actually going to get my arms a little more straight. Now, I'm going to sit back, but walk my hands to one side, like that. And I'm just going to take a couple breaths there, and I'm going to feel this whole right side, all the way from my hips, almost all the way to my elbows, stretching. And then I'm going to walk it to this other side. And then I will feel the other side. That is our child's pose with the stretch. All right, and then the very last one is going to be a seated forward fold. And that is self-explanatory, right? So I'm going to be seated. Like so. Feet are straight ahead, toes are pointed up, and I'm just going to do a forward fold. I'm going to reach, grab those toes. Now, what I'm going to try to do is take my chest and push it up to straighten my back while I'm grabbing these toes. It's going to look like this. And I'm just going to hold. I'm going to go 90 seconds, holding and breathing. Trying to get that back flatter and flatter. And it's okay if you pull your toes forward or toward you. So back. All right. So that's it from start to finish. We're going to try to get 3 rounds of this. Hopefully you're feeling stronger by this point. And yeah, let's go from there. Let's have a good week of working out. Thanks a lot, guys.